Hi, so this is video journal number 3, and it's about the behavior characteristics that I've observed so far, and I'm primarily using the classroom that I've been teaching since August the 4th. I have noticed behaviors in the social behaviors of the students. I have 9. Communication characteristics. I have observed repetitive behaviors and also self-injury. So I'm going to kind of take each one and kind of talk about what I've been doing to try to help. So with social skills in the classroom, these are 5-year-olds, and I have used their photographs, and we take roll every day with their photograph on a slide, so it's on a big screen, and I have their name and their photo, and we kind of announce who it is, and then we look through the class to decide who knows who Sammy is, for example, and we go through all 9 children this way, and the students are now actually either pointing to them or acknowledging that child in the classroom. Another thing I've done that's been effective is I've got the 2 pictures of these kids, and so I hold up one and I have another one on in a pocket chart, and I have a child come up and match the child. So if I say, "Oh, who is this?" and then they tell me who it is, and then I say, "Can you match it?" So whether or not they're verbal or nonverbal, they can actually match who it is, whether or not they can say the child's name. And in about 7 of them can do it with no assistance, and 2 of them at this moment are taking some hand over hand to actually get it to the right person on the pocket chart. Some of that may be matching, but another one is they really aren't attending when I'm actually attending to the picture of the student. So anyway, that's one way I'm trying to get them to know who their peers are in the classroom to help with their social skills. The next thing, communication. Some are verbal, some are nonverbal. Some are using echolalia as a way of communicating. So of course the challenge is to get them to try to speak. So I'm using some, like for example, a good morning song, but we're rewarding them with food sometimes when they actually say good morning, or we're using gestures, but we're basically doing the same thing every day to try to get them to communicate, saying good morning, how are you, and so forth. But these communication challenges, when they're nonverbal, we're trying to get them to use a gesture of hello, or anyway, to kind of show something other than if they cannot be verbal about it. Some kids are still requiring some hand over hand for those gestures, but we do work on it every day. We're showing photographs of that too, what we're expecting for hello, and another thing with communication is all the different visuals that I'm using in the classroom. So especially with behaviors in the classroom rules, so that we're actually using a quiet mouth, a calm body, listening ears, and so forth, to get them to be able to understand those communications with gestures, visuals, and words. Some of the repetitive behavior or restrictive behaviors that I'm seeing in the class, there is one child that will only really use my large screen. How would I say it? He will do about 2 or 3 things in the classroom. Trying to get him to open up to other things. It's been, about 6 weeks now. He's beginning to finally, with assistance and prompting, move on to other things than just a screen. But I've seen him just want a computer. Self-injury. I have a student that will do head banging when her routine is broken. So coming to school and following our daily routine is not any trouble for her. But if something new is introduced, going to the music room, going to the library, participating in a fire drill, those things trigger something so that she ends up in a tantrum, and in that tantrum drops to the ground and then begins banging her head. What I've been trying to do is make transitions a little easier for her with a chart, both the first then chart and also the just a visual schedule, and trying to give her time to understand what's going to be coming next. And that still is not clear whether that's going to work for her or not. I'm just learning these things, what her triggers are. But keeping her safe has been a real challenge because she's with force throwing her head back onto hard surfaces. So those are the things I've seen so far. I've kind of mentioned some of the things I've been doing. I would say that visuals are very important. Schedules are very important. I kind of haven't talked about all the rewards, but I do use behavior charts with all of them. And those have been effective for probably more than half of the kids. The rest don't quite understand, so we're trying to slow it down and so forth. But tokens are working, and food as rewards. So to get them to transition from a desk to a circle, I can get them there without tokens because those are left back at their tables, but they are needing food and as an immediate reward and a reinforcer to get them seated. And that has been effective. I now, after, I can actually get them into seats, transitioning from a table to a seat in a circle with 4 adults daily. So anyway, using so many of the things in the evidence-based area that we've studied during class has been really helpful and useful for these behaviors. Thank you.